In recent years, Subaru has become a crossover dominant brand, with their best sellers being the Crosstrek, Forester, and Outback. In efforts to avoid redundancy, the Forester has traditionally gone its own way in regards to styling, on-road demeanor, and the overall value proposition. But for 2025, Subaru doubled down, once again setting the Forester apart from its siblings to be an appealing and compelling choice in the compact crossover market. With rivals receiving standard equipment that puts the Forester at a disadvantage, Subaru responded with one of the most intriguing generations for this model in almost 20 years, turning what used to be a vanilla crossover into something far more enticing at its price point. So here are 5 reasons why you should buy a 2025 Subaru Forester. For the first time in well over a decade, Subaru made meaningful alterations to the outward appearance of the Forester that not only catapults this model to a new era, but may signal a major shift in design language for future vehicles within the product line. As we've seen throughout the years, Subaru has embraced the rugged aesthetic, introducing the wilderness trim for those who traverse the off-road. The 2025 Forester embodies the brand's values of being adventurous and overall capable, with muscular bodylines and beefed-up cladding even for the premium trim we had featured. While the new front fascia has garnered quite a bit of attention with a new shield effect thanks to the LED headlights now being connected to the grille, it's the minor cosmetic elements that signify a new philosophy by the design team. Compared to last generation, the chrome accents have been removed in favor of gloss gray trim pieces that immediately lifts the Forester's road presence to being more upscale. The 2025 model also returns to a more station wagon-like appearance for the first time in 15 years, thanks to the thinner C-pillars and more pronounced third window. Then as you make your way around to the back, the Forester name being stamped onto the liftgate not only is trendy, but once again reiterates this vehicle's rugged attributes. Lastly, the redesigned taillights brings a whole new look to the rear fascia, where for the first time, Subaru has ditched the vertically shaped taillight housings for a sportier appearance that wasn't found in prior model years. Likely, the main highlight for the 2025 Forester is the all-new interior that far exceeds what buyers had last year. Forgetting the new head unit for a minute, occupants are greeted by remolded seats that offer more support and bolstering than in the past. While we had cloth seats with the premium, comfort most certainly wasn't lacking, and that sentiment continued for the materials Subaru used for the dashboard and interior trim pieces. On higher trims, you have leather trim seats, and for the touring, ultra suede inserts that make their debut in a vehicle not named the WRX. 2025 also offers ventilated seats for the driver and passenger, which is another first for this nameplate. Tech-wise, the gauge cluster remains the same, with some minor revisions to the button layout on your steering wheel. All new and maybe jarring for buyers who've owned Foresters in the past will be the 11.6-inch touchscreen that replaces the 6 or 8-inch screens found inside last generation's model and the multicolor information display. Some older buyers may complain about the lack of physical buttons. However, this infotainment system does become second nature to use once you get acclimated with the layout. New for the Forester, you can receive a 360-degree top view camera and a digital rear view mirror, which previously was only found in the Ascent. Lastly, the driving environment for the 2025 model feels premium and welcoming, even for lower trims. The interior quality is a major improvement, and at least for this generation, you're not going to feel pressured to max out your budget for a well-equipped Forester. Visually speaking, everything is all new for this model. It's slightly wider, the body lines resemble a lifted station wagon, much like the Outback, and the panoramic moonroof opens up the interior, making it appear more spacious than it truly is. Despite all of this, the Forester is no less practical than it was before, as passengers in the second row will enjoy 39 inches of legroom, which is competitive and comparable to a Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, and Volkswagen Tiguan. Thanks to the higher roofline, taller occupants won't be feeling claustrophobic on a longer drive. Behind the second row seats, you'll have close to 30 cubic feet of space, providing more than enough room for multiple travel bags if you're going on a road trip with the family. Better yet, when not in use, with the second row seats folded, that space more than doubles in size to around 75 cubic feet of room, placing the Forester in elite company within this segment when it pertains to practicality. Lastly, beneath the floor mat, you'll have a spare tire, so if you encounter a flat on your road trips or travels, you can fix that and be back on the road. Subaru has often been conservative with the Forester nameplate, not only to retain its affordability, but to also differentiate it from the Outback, which is just as popular of a vehicle as the Forester. As a result, Subaru is reluctant to drop in their 2.4-liter Turbo 4 that would drastically increase the power output and heighten the driving experience for Subaru loyalists. Just like last generation, this crossover is underpinned by Subaru's global platform. But much like we saw with the Crosstrek, this chassis receives a 10% increase in torsion rigidity, providing better interior insulation, improved handling, and a more pleasant driving experience. Paired with this reinvigorated platform, the 2025 Forester gets a retuned 2.5-liter Boxer 4-cylinder engine, producing 180 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, and a revised CVT. Together, buyers will immediately notice this crossover's willingness to respond when entering highways and passing slower drivers, as the Forester's low-end torque offers more of a punch off the line and under heavier accelerations compared to last year. Despite still utilizing a CVT, this transmission does a better job of mimicking gear shifts, limiting drone, and the rubber band effect typically associated with this transmission. While not a barnstormer, when driving in the city and suburbs, the Forester will feel relatively spry. More importantly is the handling and suspension, where this crossover no longer feels top-heavy and steering is quicker to respond. In true Subaru fashion, steering input is kept to a minimum. However, for those trading in from an older Forester, the differences in on-road performance will be night and day compared to last generation. When a strong selling model gets completely overhauled, sometimes it can be a detriment and a step backwards for the brand, especially for a company like Subaru, whose customers don't respond to significant changes very well. The 2025 Forester, objectively speaking, is better than its predecessor, not only technologically speaking, but also in regards to performance and overall design. While on paper there's nothing that jumps out at you from a performance perspective, everything Subaru did to the chassis and platform substantially improved refinement and quality. In an oversaturated market, the Forester returns more competitive and competent than ever, making a compelling case for itself to be a solid alternative to a Honda CR-V, Nissan Rogue, and Toyota RAV4. We hope you enjoyed this quick buyer's guide for the 2025 Subaru Forester. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And if you're interested in buying a Forester or any other compact crossover, make sure to check out our full reviews to help you find your next vehicle. And thanks for watching.